Hey guys, Colin here. Today is the ninth day of the Dungeoneering series from All to the End, and today I'll be bringing you a warped floor that I did last night with my friend Gruely. He did a great job, and as you can tell, there's three primal, two hands, and I see a hex, and everyone's in primal plate bodies as soon as you spawn. So you automatically know it's gonna be a pretty good floor. They all did a really good job, and there's a good couple things here that I wanted to talk about. So right off the start, we end up in a Ramo room. And in the Rainbow Room, it's really important that you kill the Skin Weaver first. I'm sure everyone knows this, but this is just a great example on how to do it well and how to do it right. As you see, Gruely marks what we should be attacking so that everyone's on the same thing. If everyone's on the same page doing the same remote key, then there's no issue. So you want to kill the Skin Weaver first, and then the Ranger, because you can leave the Major for the Hex, anyone with a Hex bow, and then you want to leave the melee person for last. And if you have a mage switch, you want to do it because mage really tears on him. We lucked out because the Rainbow was early on, which sometimes is bad and sometimes it's good. It depends on what team you're with. In this case, everyone was overloaded, so everyone knew what was going on, and it was a really easy room to do. Here's another puzzle door I wanted to talk about really quickly. See, I snipe it right there. You want to make, if you can stand on one of the pads so that it locks the colored dot in the middle part, then it's really quick to do. It takes no time at all. People are paying attention. So of course, three doors after the Ramo room, we run into a Merc, but we had Hex people, so again, it was no issue. Now this is the biggest difference I've noticed from being with randoms, being on World 77, and then starting to dungeon with people who know what they're doing, is when you get to a Merc room or you get to a Ramo room, that was a Merc and a Ramo. I've yet to pick up a piece of food, and I didn't die. That's the best way to put it. It's just when people know what they're doing, the dungeon is way easier and way less harmful. I was like, before I started doing these quicker floors, I was wondering how I was going to be able to survive, and it actually isn't that bad. I run my path, I gate a GD, I teleport out and say BGT. BGT means bind the GGS. The GGS is the group gatestone, of course. Now, somebody commented that they'd like to see some like an acronyms guide, so I'm going to try to talk about that as the things pop up in the floor. So the first thing you kind of want to know is gated. I type it G8 and then D. It just means that I gated a door. I put my personal gatestone, which is, as you see the triangle on my mage book there, click that, you make a personal gatestone. Right now it's in my inventory, and then I'll drop that somewhere. So I'll say I gated, let's say the blue wedge door. So I'll say G8D BWED or BW, depending on like how well I know the people, because it's like you want to be short and concise, but they need to understand it. Here we get trolled. It's a GD, but those stupid reborn spawn, and if they spawn in the room, then you're screwed. You have to kill them, or you have to tele out and then come back to it, which is what we end up doing. I gated it. And then, because I had a free gate, so if I have a free gate, the acronym for that's FG. Just a fun little fact. So I gate it, and then I decided after this GD I'm going to teleport back. So I teleport back, and luckily Gruely already did the door. He had the exact same idea, and that's always a good sign when you go to do something. You say, hey, look, he did the same thing. Like, he was thinking the same way, so props to Gruely for that one. It was well played. Some other callouts that are important. Just obviously you want to call out the room you're in. So if you're doing a GD or a Merc, if it's a Denk, that's another important one. DENK is Denk, which means it's a dead end and no key. If it's a dead end with a key, DEWK is the call out for it. Here I get screwed over and take my first death. There's really not much I can do, but I call out to my team that there's a crafting door that needs to be done. Again, benefits of being a max player. If I had the crafting level for that, it would have sped up the time on the floor for sure, and I probably wouldn't have died. And I'm pretty sure I teleport back into that room and die again, because that room there is just, it was loaded with stuff. I ran out of laws or cosmics or something, so I had to make some more rooms, which is unfortunate. It does slow down a good bit. So I tell you, and I say GT94 craft, and I stay to tank, because hopefully somebody can come in here and make it as soon as possible, but there's really nothing we can do until someone makes it. I do manage to get the mine door off, and then I die, which sucks, but in the greater scheme of things, it's really not a big deal, because you can die 3 or 4 times on a boss, like, very simply. and lose the same amount of XP. And it just so happened that in this floor, I was the one that died more times than not. Um, when since I had a free gate and I knew I was about to die, all I had to do was make a gate so that if I do die, I can teleport directly back to where I was. I spot some salvios, so I do end up surviving, but just barely in this situation. My LP is really low. I see that Gruely is just finishing off the GD, so I just had to do the winch, which was a pretty efficient way to do it. Of course, still looking for the BN, so if anyone wants to pray to the RuneScape gods for me, or maybe send JX a message, say Dipole needs a blood necklace, stop trolling, and then we'll go from there. Currently, right now, while I'm recording this commentary, I'm range slaying Dark Beasts on the screen beside me, so if you hear a click, that's me just repotting. There's no way I'm going to do this in Curdale's Dungeon again. I'm definitely going to have to grab a cannon and do it elsewhere because this is going to take forever. But that's the way I'm going to do it. I'm just going to keep range slaying until I get 98 for the Hex Hunter bow. Hopefully that'll be pretty soon, but it feels like it's going to be a pretty slow 99, so it'll take a while. But yeah, yesterday was my 12th 99 when I got defense, and hopefully range or Slayer. I'm not really sure which one's going to come first. Probably range will be the next one. So here I'm just finishing off a GD. Again, it's pretty standard. Most people can grasp this part. If it says Guardian Door, you kill the stuff. If it doesn't, then you don't. We got a lot of puzzle doors in this one, and then we get, of course, trolled with 103. And as you can see, it's a pretty full map. There's a lot to do in this map, but we worked through it pretty quickly. This is at 2x speed, so it's only an 8-minute video, but it's actually like a 16-minute floor. But it was pretty quick. I was impressed. This is the fastest warp I think I've been in. I did end up dying a couple times. As you can see, I've already died a few times, but that's not really a big deal. I'm finding that if I serve prod, I'll still end up dying almost the same amount. Like, if I'm with a team who's working quickly and really going for it, I'll die about the same amount if I just serve prod. So it isn't really making that much of a difference to me. Like here, yeah, I'm going for it. I picked up a couple salvials here and there just to save me like really unnecessary deaths. But when I was tanking there, I had to take the death, so I just died. Here I switched to Wrath because I realized I'm going to die. There's no way out of it. It is what it is. Everyone's on the same page. Everyone here I think died 2 or 3 times in the floor. They were all aware that we were bidding, but it's not a big deal. Like, they were here for XP as well. So on this boss, I'm not sure if you pray range, you pray melee or what, but I just flip between the two and see how it would work out. I remember at earlier levels I would run in and out to try to avoid the vine attacks, but I don't think it really does that much damage. I don't know if that's what causes the damage or if it's just the attacks from the boss. But here we go, we finished the floor. It was a good job by Gruely. I enjoyed his keen. And it was a 16-minute, 12-second floor for 70k XP. So multiply that by 4, and you're looking at 280k XP an hour. As always, thanks for watching, guys.